Alright, everyone. Once again, apologies for the lack of content today. It's not been a very good day for me. Um, those that know about it know why. Uh, it's just family circumstances, and it's something I can't help. So I'm literally waiting for phone calls and just for updates. Um, but to try and keep myself busy, I'm trying to get a few videos out when I can. And one we have is obviously all the Trent stuff. Um, we'll start with David Ornstein first of all, and he said, next to the lovely flashing red light emoji sign, Real Madrid working to close deal to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold on free, and they tell us that they must inform Liverpool if, when done, not happened yet. So it sounds like he signed the 5-year deal, is close, but it's not quite there yet, so he's obviously not put pen to paper. Spaniards monitoring 26-year-old right back for 2 years plus, doing everything in power since January to convince him to join. That's from The Athletic. You can imagine the responses, replies in the comments to that. I did read elsewhere that it was January last year that they started talking. We saw the stuff from Fabrizio Romano from March last year. So we don't know exactly when the official talks or interest was made officially clear to Trent, but there we have it. Now, if I look on news around here, this was an hour ago on BBC, and it's Sami Mokbel, Julian Belak, and Nizar Kinsella, and they've got Real Madrid are in talks over finalising the signing of the fullback in the summer. Multiple sources close to negotiations have told BBC Sport that while the deal is still to be fully agreed, which would back up Ornstein, work towards completing the transfer is reaching the closing stage as though nothing has been signed yet, which I think sort of tallies with David Ornstein there. How did it get to this stage is the next question. I'm just trying to read it here. There's not much really very clear there. It's just repeating what we already know, and to be honest, I don't really feel like going through stuff again that we already know. This is Anfield. Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid, a legacy-changing decision. I said it's been felt inevitable all season. I've said on live streams, I could go back as far as September, I think he's gone. And I don't think I've ever been in the Trent's going to stay camp. I've had concerns all season. I felt there was something wrong with him against Ipswich in the opening game. I felt something just wasn't there. I saw stuff against Leicester and I was a bit dubious on him, and then we obviously all saw the Man United game. That was pretty obvious. They do ask, is the criticism justified? And this is Anfield said, yes, absolutely. There's nothing really here that's earth-shattering. So I did try to get some of the latest articles on this. So stuff that was fairly up to date. So we have The Guardian, which was, what time was this published, does it say? 13:37 GMT. So we're looking at literally 3 hours ago. Real Madrid close. And they say the move has not been finalised yet. An agreement will be need to communicate it to Liverpool when it is sealed. But sources in Spain have indicated that Madrid have put a 5-year deal on the table. That's what the Guardian saying. Sky. Are we seeing the sort of same here? Sky Sports News has been told that much is still to be sorted and there is no guarantee that he will be a Real Madrid player next season. And they've been working on a package to tempt him for almost 2 years, is what they say. So I'm trying to see, is there anything like recent? He hasn't removed any mention of Liverpool FC on his Instagram. What was the last post he put? 2 weeks ago. Advantage, see you at Anfield. So I might be the PSG game. I'll have a look on Twitter. I don't have Snapchat, so I'm not going to waste my time with that. His last post on Twitter, it still references Liverpool, but his last post there was 22nd of December. But I look at the posts on there, and I'm clicking on the replies, so not just the general post. December, 22nd of December, 19th of December, 1st of December. So not regular, but 27th of October, 30th of October, 5th of October, 17th of September, seeing how often he posted, 10th of September, 1st of September, 25th of August, 17th of August. And then, surprisingly, from December to now, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So monitor his Instagram and Twitter posts or profile, because you might see changes in there. So if you suddenly see Liverpool removed before anything's announced, suddenly. So as he's linked the club in both profiles. So if you see that removed, then that's usually could be a good indication that there's an announcement coming. I'm trying to see if there's any photos posted. Media. Let's have a look. So nobody's caught like snapshots of him. Because if you saw Real Madrid officials in the UK, that would be an interesting sign. If you saw them at near any club offices, that would be a telling sign as well. Because you'd obviously have a medical to pass. I'm assuming. He still has a medical to do. A case of where would that be done? Where would the contract be signed? So it doesn't look like it's done yet. But it's a case of definitely when it'll be done and announced, not if. We may not know anything till the end of the season. But I don't know. So, yes. Please actually watch the video. And mention that I've referred to sources and where the sources have come from. Not that what I've said is my own thoughts. Because it's just amazing recently how many people are taking to fact I can put a video out and say something and apparently it's my own thoughts. And if you get abusive in comments, you will be literally removed from the channel, so hidden. So you'll be able to comment, but nobody will be able to see you. And I've already had that today. And I'm not in the mood to deal with that right now. So you will literally be abusive, you will be removed. And it's as simple as that. So none of this is my fault. I am just quoting what has been said. If it's my own thoughts, it usually gets said my personal whatever. If I put stuff in speech marks and stuff, it's usually somebody else's. And I usually mention them in the article as well. I usually mention the journalist who's written the article, and if they've taken it from another source, I mention that as well. If I can, I try and get that source. So yeah, don't have a go at me over the Trent moving stuff. I'm just reporting the news, okay? Thank you very much. Take care, everyone.